Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and we are going for another light novel, guys. This is Konosuba. Okay, go away, stupid thing. God's Blessing on This Wonderful World. I think that's what it was called. Volume 1. This is the free app that you could read all this stuff on, and I have all the light novels that I've bought so far, digitally, obviously, on here. I was originally going to go with Ari Ferretta as well, but it turns out the actual light novel itself, Volume 1, is only in paperback. The manga version is Kindle, but I don't want to buy the manga version. I want the light novel version. If you guys still want me to do Ari Ferretta, I will buy the paperback version, and I will just read it and have a picture in front of you guys recording it while I record the audio as well. So, it'll just be like the whole Stone Throne one. I apologize so much for that if it happens, because I really wanted to have it on Kindle as well, but it won't let me. Anyway, let's go with the prologue. Okay. Kazuma Sato, welcome to the great beyond. I'm sorry to tell you that you've passed on. It was a short life, but it's over now. Those were the first words I heard upon finding myself in that bright white room. It was so sudden, I had no idea what was going on. There was a little desk and a chair like you'd find in an office. And sitting in the chair was the person notifying me of the end of my life. This is already different from the anime, because in the anime, when he was transported to, I guess you could say, limbo or whatever, it was not a white room. It was a big dark area that, looked mystical. It wasn't a white room with a desk and a chair. Or maybe that's just, whatever. If there are such things as goddesses, the woman in front of me certainly qualified. She was more than just cute, like the pop stars on TV. No human can match her beauty. She had long hair, the translucent blue of the sea, well, makes sense, aqua. On a clear day, it gave her a soft, gentle aura. She looked to be about my age. Her light purple clothes fit perfectly, not too revealing, but not hiding anything. She was wearing what we'd call a feather mantle, divine raiment like the ones in Japan's old stories. This beauty stared at me with eyes the same light blue as her hair, blinking at my inability to understand what had happened. I thought back on the last thing I could remember. Normally, I stay locked in my room. Don't even go to school. Really? I'd love to be able to not go to my job, but nope, can't do that unless I work from home, and even then I wouldn't have much. Don't really think I'd be able to record much because I wouldn't be able to have any days off. Well, technically I probably could set my own hours if I'm working from home, but I don't know. I'd have to clarify that with my boss if I was to do that. If I was to get that job, but whatever. But today, for once, I left the house. I wanted to get the limited day 1 edition of a popular MMO that was coming out today, so I was up earlier than usual to claim my spot in line. Yeah, I'm what people like to dismiss as a hikikomori, someone so insanely introverted they withdrawn from society, living a life of isolation and never leaving the room. Others call me an MMO junkie. I'm more of an introvert, but I would probably still leave my room in the house occasionally because I don't want to be stuck inside all the time, obviously, but whatever. I secured my game and was heading home to try it out, spirits high. Then it happened. A girl was walking ahead of me playing with her phone. Judging by her uniform, she was enrolled at the same school as me, and yet you don't go to school. How do you get away with that, by the way? Because usually, I think in the U.S., if you're enrolled in school and you don't attend, a truant officer is supposed to show up and get you to go. So, I don't know. Maybe it's different in Japan. I don't know. The traffic light turned green, and she stepped into the crosswalk without even glancing left or right. I saw the shadow loom over her. It had to be a truck heading down on her at high speed. I shoved her out of the way before I could think, and then, with a calm that surprised even me, I said quietly to the beautiful woman before me, "Can I ask just one thing?" She nodded, "Of course." "That girl, the one I pushed out of the way, is she alive?" That was important to me. It was the first and last cool thing I had done in my life. If it turned out I'd been too late, that I hadn't saved her, that would be awful. Sure, she's got a pretty bad broken leg, though. Thank goodness. Okay, that's supposed to be... Why does it have to be in black and white? Tell me. I would love to see the color. That meant my death wasn't in vain. I was able to do something worthwhile with my life, even if only at the very end. The beautiful girl cocked her head, questioning my look of relief. Although if you hadn't pushed her, she wouldn't have been hurt at all. Huh? What did she just say? The tractor would have stopped before hitting her. Obviously, it's a tractor. It doesn't even go that fast. Your dumb heroics were totally uncalled for. She sure knew how to make a good first impression. Not. Well, I guess it would be rude to smack her, but I really want to. Never mind that. There was something more important to ask. What did you say? A tractor? Not a truck? Yes, that's right, a tractor. You think that girl wouldn't have noticed that some huge truck was coming right at her? She would have gotten out of the way. Huh? Wait, so I died getting run over by a tractor? No, you died of shock. You were convinced the truck had hit you and your body failed. I've been doing this a long time, but you're the first person I've met who died in such a weird way. I was at a loss for words. Incidentally, you soiled yourself when you thought you were going to be hit by that tractor. They took you to the nearest hospital, and all the doctors and nurses were like, "What? What a loser." LOL. And you died of a heart attack without even waking up. I threw my hands over my ears. Stop it, please. No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear how pathetic it was. Poor guy. I feel bad for him. He thought he was doing something good, but I guess his sleep-deprived brain thought it was a truck and not a tractor. Because I think in the anime, he was, still kind of asleep because he woke up earlier than usual. She drew closer to me and with a smirk whispered in my ear, "Your family got to the hospital just this minute." And before they could even grieve, they heard the cause of death and burst out laugh. Stop, you're making this up, right? No one's ever died in such a pathetic way. She stood above me and sighed and giggled as I knelt on the ground, my head in my hands. Alright, I guess I've let off enough steam for today. Nice to meet you, Kazuma Sato. My name is Aqua. I'm a goddess who gives guidance to those in Japan who die young. Now then, regardless of how amusing the circumstances of your demise may be, you have two choices. This damn woman. Alright, forget it. I had to let it go or we'd never get anywhere. Option 1. Be reborn as a human starting a completely new life. And option 2. Live like an old geezer in a heavenly place. Talk about a lose-lose. Hang on, what do you mean heavenly place? And what is living like an old geezer anyway? Honestly, heaven isn't as great a place as you think, as you humans imagine. The dead don't need to eat, and nothing is ever produced in the afterlife. So even if you wanted to cook something, there'd be no ingredients. Sorry to disappoint you, but heaven's actually a real drag. No TV, no manga, no video games, just a bunch of dead people. Well, that would suck. I'd rather... Oh my god, that would suck if that was actually what heaven was like. I mean, why go to heaven if you're not going to get to enjoy anything? I mean, I know, because heaven is supposed to be the place where all the good people go, and I mean, what kind of prize is, heaven if you don't get any kind of, you don't enjoy it, if you're just bored all the time there, I mean, what's the point? I'd rather be in limbo. I'd still be bored, but at least it's not, at least it's what it's cracked out to be, essentially. And since you're dead, you can't even hook up with anyone. I mean, you don't even really have a body, right? It's just you and a bunch of spirits sitting around sunning yourselves and making small talk for all eternity. What? No paradise? No video games? That's not heaven. That's hell. Yeah, that's hell for us gamers and otakus. Yeah, that would be hell. Oh, I really do hope that heaven is not like that, really, because that would suck. I could start over as a baby. Hang on, are those seriously my only choices? I was clearly dejected, but the goddess gave me a huge smile. You're right. Who wants to go to a boring place like heaven? And being reborn isn't so hot either. You'd lose all your memories, and isn't that basically the same as saying you, Kazuma Sato, was ceased to exist? Well, I got an offer for you. Have I got an offer for you? I smelled something fishy. She saw I was wary, but Aqua only grinned even wider. You like video games, right? And then she proudly laid out her great proposal or whatever. The long and short of it was this. There's another world, different from our own, that is home to someone called the Demon King. A Demon King's invading army threatens the world. It's a place of magic and monsters. In other words, a fantasy setting pretty much like those found in popular games like Dragon Hunter or Monster Quest. Now, I've heard of Monster Quest, but I never really played it. So people who die in that world, well, see, the majority of them were killed by the Demon King, right? And they don't want to go through that again. So most of them refuse to be reborn. That means fewer and fewer babies are getting born there, and eventually the world will be ruined. So we thought, why not send somebody who died in some other world off to this threatened one? I can't imagine the headache around that immigration policy. Yeah, no kidding. And we figured as long as we're sending someone, it might as well be someone who died young, a blank slate. We'd send them with their body and memory intact. What's more, since it would be silly to send someone over there just to die again, we decided to allow them to bring along any one thing they want. a powerful special ability, an incredible talent. Some people choose a legendary weapon. Why is it sleeping there? So how about it? You get another shot at life in a new world, and they get someone battle ready to come to their aid. What do you think? Not bad, right? It really wasn't bad. I can feel my excitement ramping up, though. I like games, sure, but I never thought I'd have the chance to live in a world just like one. But before that, first things first. Just asking, but what about the language in this new world? Can I speak it? No worries there. Though the kind support of us deities, the language will be loaded into your brain when you go over, allowing you to learn it instantaneously. You'll be able to read it too, of course. There's a slim chance that you'll result in an overload that makes you go poof if you're not lucky. So, all that's left is to pick your awesome skill or gear. Wait. Did you just say I might go poof? No, I didn't. Yeah, you did. Even though she was a goddess, I found myself speaking bluntly without any of the anxiety I felt until a few minutes ago. I had to admit it was an attractive proposition. True, I was worried I might go poof, but not to brag, my luck has always been my only strong point, so I figured I'd be fine. Yeah, in the show, his luck is his strong point. Yeah. Aqua thrust something like a catalog in front of my face. Take your pick. Any one thing. I'll give you power second to none. Look, this one's an amazing special ability. Here's a legendary sword. Come on, anything at all. Just say the word and you can bring it with you to your new home. I took the catalog from her and thumbed through the pages. It listed everything by name. Super strength, profound magic, the sacred sword, erendite, Muromasma, the demon blade. I got it. They wanted me to pick some power item from this catalog. Oh man, how could I ever choose? Maybe it's my gamer's intuition speaking, but everything seemed totally broken. What to pick? Well, if there was going to be magic, then of course I would have to try it. So maybe some power that can involve the use of magic? Come on, hurry up, will you? It doesn't matter what you pick anyway. No one's expecting anything from some hikikomori video game otaku, so just grab something and get out of here. Come on, we haven't got all eternity. Yes, you do! You have all eternity! I'm not an otaku, and I died outdoors, so I'm not a hikikomori either. My reply was quiet and my voice trembled. Aqua, toying with her hair, answered with complete disinterest. Look, I don't care. You think you're the only dead guy I got to ferry to the afterlife today? Pick up the pace. Really? There's more? Who else is out there? Aqua leaned back in her chair, not even looking at me as she spoke. She was shoving some little snack in her mouth. This girl, she meets someone for the first time, and what should she do? Make fun of how they died. She thinks she can do whatever she wants just because she's kind of cute. Naturally, her attitude made me pretty ticked off. So, she wanted me to hurry up and decide? Fine, I'll decide. Any one thing I wanted to take of me, right? You then. I pointed at Aqua. Aqua looked at me blankly and put another snack in her mouth. Okay, stay inside this magic circle. Suddenly, she caught herself. Wait, what did you say? At that moment, she didn't realize what he said until a second later. Too late. Your wishes proceed. Then, Lady Aqua, I shall tend to your duties henceforth. A winged woman appeared out of nowhere in a bright flash of light. She looked like some kind of angel. What? Aqua said stupidly. A blue magic circle appeared at her feet and at mine. Ooh, cool effects. Are you really headed to another world? Wait, what? You gotta be kidding me. That wish doesn't count, right? No way it counts. Wait! She flailed ineffectively, tears flying from her ears. Safe travels, my lady, the angel said to her. Oh, God. I am not going to be screaming in this reading, so anything she screams, I will just say kind of loud, but not too loud, hopefully, because my nephew's sleeping in the other room. Leave things to me. Whensoever you do defeat the Demon King, I shall send someone to retrieve you. Until then, allow me to attend to your duties. Wait, seriously, wait, I'm a goddess. I can heal people, but I don't know how to fight. How am I supposed to defeat the Demon King? The angel only glanced at the sobbing, prostrate Aqua and then gave me a gentle smile. Mr. Kazuma-sato, I will now send you to this new world as one of the candidates for the hero who will defeat the Demon King. Whensoever you should do so, you will receive a gift from the gods. A gift? I asked. Yes, one commensurate with the worth of a world saved. The gods will grant any one thing you should ask. Cool. If I end up getting sick of this new place, I could ask to go back to Japan, for example. If I ended up getting sick of this new place, I could ask to go back to Japan, be filthy rich, and surrounded by beautiful women and spend the rest of my life playing video games. Just how decadent could I wish to get? Hey, wait, that's a great line, and it's supposed to be mine! It was Aqua again, bewailing the sudden loss of her job, this angel who had come out of nowhere. Frankly, I was rather pleased to see her like that. I pointed at Aqua. How does it feel to be dragged off to another world by the guy you were just making fun of? You're the thing I'm bringing along, so you'd better use that goddess power of yours to make my life as cushy as I want. No! Please don't make me go to a new world with a man like this. Hero, I pray for your access. your success as the one candidate of many who will bring low the Demon King. Now, hi you hence. I don't know how that said or whatever. The angel's solemn invocation was disturbed only by Aqua's cry, "No, that's my line too!" And the still weeping Aqua and I were enveloped in a brilliant light. Oh my god, this is gonna be good! Let me know how this one goes, guys, because oh no. I just realized I'm gonna have to read Darkness's lines. Oh no. It's a good thing this camera's not going to be on during it, because it would show me blushing the entire time and having to have my door closed to do it. Oh god, let's see. Hang on, how long have I recorded? Hang on. How long have I recorded? 15 minutes. Thinking I can't even sit cross-legged so Chloe can sit on my lap. That sucks. Oh well. Anyway, sorry about that. Had to get my nephew some food. He was hungry. He wanted pancakes. Okay. Horse-drawn carriages rattled along the stone-paved streets of a town. It's a parallel universe. Look around. We're actually in an actual other world. Am I really here? Am I really going to get to learn magic and go adventuring? I took in the scene before me, quivering with excitement. Brick buildings stood eave to eave like a scene straight from Middle Ages Europe. There were no cars or motorcycles, no utility poles, no cell phone towers. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. My eyes darted everywhere, watching the people passing by. He's got animal ears, real ones. And there's an elf, a real elf. She's gotta be an elf. She's so beautiful. Goodbye, modern-day hermit life. Hello, fantasy world. Now this is a place where I could see actually getting outside, getting a job, and stop being a neat. Oh god, I'm not... I looked at Aqua, who was on her knees beside me, head in her hands. Hey, keep it down. What happened if everyone thinks I'm friends with the crazy lady? Anyway, don't you have something to give me right about now? I mean, look how I'm dressed. I'm wearing a tracksuit in a fantasy world. If this was a game, I'd at least get some kind of basic starting gear. Or starting equipment. The goddess grabbed hold of me as she growled, "Whoa, what are you doing? Stop it. I get it. I'll handle the starter gear myself, I mean. I'm sorry. If you hate it that much here, then fine. Go home. I'll manage somehow." My hands brushed Aqua's as I tried to free my neck from her grip. To my surprise, her hands were shaking. "What are you talking about?" she wept, holding her head and dancing back and forth. "I can't go home. That's the problem. What am I going to do? Come on. What am I supposed to do now?" She shook her waist-length hair, and I realized she would be a real beauty if she just shut up. But as it was, she came across as a diva. Frankly, I could barely bring myself to look at her. Hey, goddess, calm down. At times like this, you have to find the tavern. Start there and gather information. That's how role-playing games work. What? I thought you were supposed to be some shut-in video game otaku. Where did you get so reliable? By the way, Kazuo, my name is Aqua. It's sweet of you to call me a goddess, but you should probably use my name while we're here. If people know who I really am, we might attract a crowd. And then how would we get to the Demon King? This may be a different world, but I'm actually worshipped here. With that, Aqua pattered along behind me. I, for my part, was feeling quite confident. Now, there had to be a group of adventurers resisting the Demon King, or an adventurers guild that handled fighting monsters or something. Actually, come to think of it, Aqua's a goddess. Why not ask her? "Aqua, how about an adventurers guild? Know where it is?" I said, but she just stared at me blankly. "Sorry? I'm sure I don't know. I know only the most basic things about this world. Not every little detail of its towns. Think about it. This is just one world among millions, and this town is just one insignificant settlement out of all the towns in this world. How should I know anything about it?" This girl is totally useless. Well, I mean, you know you're worshipped here, so at least you know that much. The conversation wasn't getting us anywhere, so I stopped a middle-aged woman on the street. It was better than asking a guy who might have turned out to be trouble, or asking a young girl. My anxiety would have driven the difficulty of that quest through the roof. "Excuse me, ma'am, may I ask you something? Is there anything like an adventurers guild around?" "A guild? You mean you don't know? You must be new here." I relaxed at her words, knowing there had to be a guild here somewhere. "Yes, ma'am, we come from quite a ways off. We just arrived a little while ago." "Oh my. If you come to this town, you must be looking to become an adventurers. Welcome to Axel, the town for novice adventurers. If you follow that street and turn right, you'll see a sign." "Straight then right. Thank you very much, ma'am. Okay, we're off. The town for novice adventurers, huh? Our starter town. The ideal starting point for new freshly dead arrivals from some other world. After thanking the woman and heading down this road she pointed out, I could feel Aqua looking at me with new respect as she darted along behind me. Hey, she said with a hint of astonishment. How'd you come up with that story on the spot? You actually seem quite capable. So then, why were you a hermit of an otaku who never had a girlfriend or really any friends at all? Why spend your days as a hikni? Not having friends or a girlfriend isn't necessarily a bad thing. You can't judge a person's worth by how many friends they have or if they're in a relationship. And don't call me a hickneat, you dumb bimbo. Don't assume all hikikomori are neats. What the heck is a neat? Could somebody tell me, please? I was just 16. That's too young for society to assume I'd be a member of the workforce. Ah, there it is. Alko made to strangle me as the words dumb bimbo, but I ignored her and went into the Adventurers Guild. Yeah, she kinda is dumb. Adventurers Guild. You'll find an Adventurers Guild in every video game. It's an organization that helps adventurers find work or otherwise supports them. It's basically a fantasy world version of Hello Work, that government employment service. Or probably, dang it. Will be a US version of that. The guild was housed in a fairly large building, and the smell of food drifted from within. There was a rough lot inside, no doubt, people who might not think twice about jumping some newcomers. I steeled myself for conflict as I entered, and was greeted by a waitress with short red hair who said sweetly, "Oh, welcome. If you're looking for work, go to the counter inside. If you're here for a meal, please take any open seat." The dim interior looked to be home to a tavern. People in armor wandered here and there, but nobody seemed especially out to cause trouble, which is good. We did seem to be getting a lot of attention, though. At first I thought maybe they didn't get many newcomers here. Then it dawned on me. Hey, I don't like the way they're looking at me, Aqua said. I know, it's the goddess aura I exude. They figured out who I really am. No, it's just, she's quite pretty looking, and I'm sure she kind of resembles the goddess Aqua, but they probably don't assume it's the goddess Aqua, because why would a goddess come to their world? Everyone's checking out the goddess who stood beside me spewing insanities. It made sense that she would attract attention. After all, she would be really beautiful if she'd keep her mouth shut. I decided to ignore the stares and pursue my original objective. Listen, Akko, once we register, the guild will give us some tutorials teaching us how to survive on new adventures. They should lend us enough money to go on an adventure and get us work. That'll keep food on the table even though we're just starting out. Maybe they'll let us know where the best inns are. Most games start this way. Normally, I'd say it was your job to make sure we had the basic necessities for life in this world, but never mind. Well, she didn't get a chance to do anything, so she was kind of freaking out the entire time, so yeah, that's why. Today, let's just get registered, make sure we've got enough money for starter equipment, and find somewhere to sleep. I don't know what you're talking about. My job is to send dead people to this world. But fine, I don't know anything about video games, but I take it this is how you get started in this kind of world. I just have to register as an adventurer, right? That's right, let's go. I pulled Aqua along towards the counter. There were 4 receptions. 2 were women, and went to the prettiest of the 2. Great, of course you do. Hey, we could have gone to any of the other 3 and not had to wait in line, Aqua said from behind me. Why'd you pick this one? Wait, I get it. It's because she's the prettiest, isn't she? Sheesh, just when I think maybe I could count on you for something. Oh, shut up. Even if she is the prettiest, it doesn't mean that she's not able to do her job. She doesn't know anything. I turned to her and said in a whisper, Lesson 1. Be on good terms with the girl at the guild. Lesson 2. The pretty ones always have a backstory. There's got to be an event flag waiting. Someday we'll find out that girl used to be a renowned hunter or something. Come to think of it, I've seen that sort of thing in comic books too. Sorry, I'll just stand in line here. The receptionists at the open windows all glared at us for deliberately lining up at this one, but I ignored them. Finally, it was our turn. Hello, how can I help you today? The receptionist seemed very gentle and was certainly very beautiful. Her wavy hair and generous bosom gave her a mature look. We'd like to become adventurers, but we just got here from the countryside and don't have any idea what to do. If I dropped in a bit about being from the sticks or some other lands, the receptionist would presumably take the initiative to tell us what we needed to know. I see. Well, the registration fee is required. Will that be alright? There you go, a tutorial just like that. Now I just have to do what she says, and registration fee. Hey, Akko, you got any cash? What do you think? As if I had time to grab my wallet when you drag me off here. What are we going to do? Maybe we could get a loan for starters or postpone the fee? Akko and I stepped away from the window to plan our strategy. What are we going to do now? We've been at this for 5 minutes and we've already hit a roadblock. In a game, you usually just start with some basic equipment or at least a little money. Gosh, what happened to that manly confidence you had a few minutes ago? Oh well, I guess it can't be helped. You are a hikikomori. Hey, quit calling him that. Fine, my turn. You just watch. I'll show you what it means to be a goddess. A man was sitting nearby in what seemed to be priest's vestments, ratty and worn though they were. Akko boldly strode up to him. You, priest, state your denomination. I am Akko. Yes, Aqua, she who is venerated by the Church of Axis. If you be among my followers, it would really, really help if you could lend me some money. I couldn't tell if she was commanding or begging. I'm afraid I'm of the heiress sect. Oh, is that so? Sorry to bother you then. I guess he wasn't one of her followers. Akko turned dejectedly and made to leave, but the priest called out to her. Oh, miss, you're a follower of the Axis sect. In the old stories, the goddess Aqua and Eros were said to be senior and junior to each other. It must be fate that brought you to me. I see you didn't have enough money to pay the registration fee. Here, let me give you enough for that. Call it Eris's blessing. But, miss, however devoted a follower you may be, you shouldn't call yourself a goddess. Ah ha 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 ha! She got called out. Oh, right, sorry, thank you very much. Alco took the money and came back wearing a look that reminded me of a dead fish. He didn't even believe I was a goddess, you know. Eris is my junior. I got money because a follower of an under goddess of mine took pity on me. Yep, that's what happened. Well, hey, all's well that ends well, right? It would have been a problem if he had believed you, wouldn't it? Alco looked like she had lost something important. I wanted to say something encouraging. Ma'am, we've got the registration fee. That would be 1,000 Eris each, please. Okay, the priest had given Aqua 3,000. I was about to ask how much an Eris is worth, but we're about to find out. According to Aqua, 1 Eris was roughly equal to 1 yen. So he'd basically given her 3,000 yen. The girl at the window hadn't said anything about our little display with the priest. In fact, she seemed to hardly want to look at us. So much for lesson 1. Now, you said you want to become adventurers, so I assume you have some idea of what's involved. But just in case, please allow me to explain. First of all, adventurers are those who fight the monsters, that is, creatures who do harm to people outside town. However, there are also jack-of-all-trades. Adventurer is simply a generic term for those who have accepted this life as their vocation. Each one also has an occupation. There it was, finally. This was what defined an adventurer. Call it an occupation, a job, a class. This is where we got to choose our fighting style. Forget being some run-of-the-mill warrior. A good, flashy spellcaster class was in my future. Oh, really? We'll see about that. The receptionist set a card in front of me and another in front of Aqua. It was about the size of a driver's license, probably some kind of identification. You see the line marked level? As you know, every creature in this world has a soul within it. Whenever we eat or kill, or otherwise end the life of another living creature, we absorb some portion of its memories. The memories we absorb are widely known as experience points. Typically, you can't see them. However, she pointed to another part of the card. This section will show an adventurer how many experience points he or she has gained. The corresponding level will be shown too. So the card's guide posts to an adventurer's strengths and also indicates how many monsters he or she has defeated. Any living thing, once engaged in this experience, will suddenly and drastically grow in its abilities. People often describe this as reaching a new plateau, or in a word, leveling up. At any rate, when your level goes up, you gain points, which you can spend on new skills, as well as a variety of other benefits. So make sure to work hard and raise your level. That reminded me of what Akko had said. You like video games, huh? Now it makes sense. Everything the girl just explained was straight out of an RPG. I'd like you both to fill out this form. Please give your height, weight, age, and distinctive physical features. I began to write on the form she handed me. Height, 5'4". Weight, 120 pounds. That's underweight for a guy. And even that height. 16 years old, brown hair, brown eyes. Alright, thank you. Now, each of you, please touch these cards. They will show your stats so you can pick a class that matches your abilities. But based on the class, you may be able to learn specialized skills at higher levels, so consider that when deciding on your occupation. Ooh, that was quick. This was where my incredible latent abilities would become evident. No doubt the entire guild hall will be in an uproar. I touched the card with a mixture of not really, man! Trepidation and excitement. Alright, thank you, Mr. Kazuma Sato, is that right? Let's see. Strength, vitality, magic, agility. All average. Your intelligence is on the high side. Huh? Your luck is extremely high. Though luck isn't a very useful stat for adventurers, I'm afraid. What should we do? With these stats, you can't actually specialize. You'll have to choose the basic adventurer class. With your luck, I might even recommend you give up adventuring and become a merchant instead. Would you like to do that? Wait, did I just get rejected as an adventurer? What's this about? It was all I could do not to smack the snickering goddess beside me. If I was weak, it would be as much of a problem for her as for me. Fine, just adventurer then, please. Well, the girl said with a worried look, as your level goes up, your stats will improve, and you can eventually change jobs. And notice how the adventurer class shares its name with the word that refers to everyone who goes on adventures. sort of a general occupation. Just because it's a starter class doesn't mean it's bad. People with an adventure job can learn and use skills from any class. The trade-off is that skills take tons of points to learn, and you can't expect them to be anywhere near as effective as when someone of the proper class uses them. Jack of all trades, master of none. Leave it to Aqua to rain on my parade. I wondered if I could just lose her somewhere. Anyway, starter class or general occupation. It looked like I was stuck in as an adventurer, the weakest class of all. But it didn't matter. The weakest adventurer was still an adventurer, and I was just as poised to take on a world out of my video games. It was with no small stirring of my heart that I took the card with my name and the word adventurer. What? Where did these numbers come from? Aside your below average intelligence and your abysmal luck, all your stats are vastly above average. Your magic is the most amazing thing of all. Who or what are you, ma'am? The receptionist could barely contain herself as she looked at Aqua's card. The building was filled with exciting murmurs. Wait, wasn't that supposed to happen for me? Really? So I'm amazing or something? Well, I guess I am me, after all. She might be obnoxious, but she was still a goddess. I mean, it makes sense. Even so, it was hard not to hate her as she grew more and more pleased with herself. But yeah, she has very bad luck and very low intelligence. Haha. Amazing doesn't get to cover it. You can't pick the wizard class, which requires high intelligence, but you can be anything else at all. You could be a crusader, a knight famed for their impenetrable defense, or you could be a sword master with unparalleled attack power. You could be an archpriest, the most advanced of the priest classes. You could start in some of the most advanced occupations available. Aqua seemed to mull that over. I see. It's just a shame goddess isn't a class. Tch. Full of yourself much? There ain't no way there's gonna be a guy's class. Well, maybe archpriest would be right for me then. Archpriest is a very versatile class with all types of healing and support spells, but also strong enough to stand fearlessly at the front line. Let's see, archpriest. There. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild, honored Aqua. I and the entire staff look forward to your future exploits. The girl at the desk had a huge smile on her face. What is going on here? Seriously, am I the main character or not? You are, but you're not gonna... It don't have to necessarily start out OP. Well, never mind, and this is how my life as an adventurer in a new world began. Part 2, I'm guessing? Chapter 2, whatever? But anyway, I think I'm gonna go on ahead and stop for the time being, because we're having an exterminator come by and check the house, just, general check. So I gotta stop for now. Anyway, I will see everybody next time.